Yo, what's up, guys? We're going to be going through some NFL bets, some college football bets, mainly going to be looking at PrizePicks, Underdog Fantasy, depending on where you're located. We'll take a look at FanDuel, DraftKings as well. Again, depending on where you're located, you may or may not have even all these sportsbooks available in your location. But without further ado, why don't we take a look at Underdog Fantasy? Damn, they already bumped it up. So one play I was looking at just a couple of minutes ago was Lamar over 8. But it looks like they already bumped that up. But hopefully we can find some other good props to go with. So like this play seems fucking crazy good. I don't know what is going on in this game. Ryan Tannehill. So let's check out NFL player passing attempts. And we can check out Tannehill. It seems like lines are really moving in this game. So if you look at Ryan Tannehill, let's go here. And we can also pull up just like the Titans game as well if we want to take a look at the odds. But you can see here, it's like, okay, Underdog has the line at 30.5. DraftKings has the line at 29.5, right? With the under super heavily favored. Hot Streak has the line at 28.5. Bet365 has the line. Like all these books have the line lower. Like you can see, lines are ripping. So this betting tool is called the Sportsbook Screen. It kind of highlights these line movements in red and green, and you can see all these books are ripping Tannehill's line lower. So what we really want to go with is Tannehill fuckers. So they already moved this line now to 29.5, which honestly still, they were at 29.5, which still looks good. But this line is moving quickly. So I'm not sure what just happened. Again, sometimes like lineup news, you can see they moved it from 30.5 to 29.5, and it still looks a little good at 29.5. But we can go here. So you can see Browns-Titans game, right? Like I explained this in every video, but the market's always moving. So if we want to pull this up, if we want to take a look at the odds, yo, hurry up, pull up. But anyways, so like this play is interesting too. Soccer, not as many books post player props compared to like, the NFL. But if we take a look, so you can see here, right, line down to 29.5 with the under heavily favored. So maybe a little bit of value on Tannehill still. It just always sucks to bet something after the book bumps something in your face. It was 30.5, then they bumped it down to, 29.5. We were trying to bet it at 30.5, but then they ended up bumping it down in our face to 29.5. You can see there's a lot of soccer props. Again, a lot of these I skip over. If it's just like a discrepancy between PrizePicks and Underdog, it's not really clear like, okay, like, what's the good bet to go with. But if you take a look at this play, like this one's kind of interesting. Oliver, right? AC Milan. Underdog Fantasy has his shots line at 2.5, right? So you can take a look right here. Well, fuckers. They just bumped him up to 3. We were looking at him over 2.5. It looks like they just bumped him up to 3, but this would have been a good play because you can see like, okay, PrizePicks had his line at 3. But anyways, we're getting to things too late. So let's refresh this and let's try to get some bets in. Again, I already locked in the PrizePicks. We'll go through PrizePicks here in a second, but I already locked in the, what's it called? Here we go. We have nope. Open entries. Here we go. This is the PrizePicks Flex Friday. Again, if you lose your bet, you get your money back up to $20. But one thing to mention is on PrizePicks, that means you want to bet 33-33, right? And the reason I say that is like your first bet is risk-free up to $20, right? So if you place a 3-pick power plays, if you bet 33-33 on a 6-pick flex play and you go 4 for 6, and again, I could only bet $10 because PrizePicks limited me to jack shit on my 6-pick entries, only $10 max bet size. But if we go 4 for 6, right, we're losing 60% of our money. So if you bet 30-33, you would lose $20 and you'd actually get back the full $20 on PrizePicks. Anyways, what's up, guys? Some FanDuel Live. Yeah, there we go. So McCaffrey was a sweat yesterday, but that ended up working out pretty well. So another thing to mention is this ParlayPlay Sportsbook. What's cool about them is they literally, if you check, they have a deposit match where you put in 100, they give you $20 for free. And that $20 is in a promo entry. I think you can only bet it on 2-pick entries. And 2-pick entries aren't optimal, but obviously it's a free $20. So just something to consider is looking into that. Is ParlayPlay, their $20, free, you deposit 100, you get 20 for free. But anyways, so let's go back here and let's reload this. And we can take a look and just see, okay, like a lot of soccer plays, but again, these discrepancies, it looks like they're really only between PrizePicks and Underdog. So it's not necessarily clear, like, okay, what's the good side? What should I go with? So let's see if this play is still available. So you can see they already bumped it down. But anyways, what we can do is let's go back here. So we have Shane Bieber hits allowed. Underdog got his line at 5. So it's like, okay, what we can do is, again, you can kind of just go down the list, but I kind of like to, dig into all the plays I'm going with, take a little bit of a closer look at them. So you can see here, this play seems pretty solid. Underdog has the line at 5. Doesn't even look like PrizePicks has a line up for Shane Bieber. All the sports books, have the line at 4.5. Other fantasy sites like JockMKT, they have the line at 4.5. Sports books, I mean, you have dozens of data points, right? ParlayPlay, another sports book, the one we just discussed, right? Who has the $20 deposit match. All these books have the line at 4.5. Caesars has the line at 4.5 with the under favored, right? You can see books in general, maybe, so this odds jam algo odds column is kind of like a weighted average of the entire market, right? So you can see very slight juice, maybe on average across the sports betting market towards Bieber's over 4.5 Ks, but only very slight, right? Minus 102. If you kind of take an average of the market, Caesars has the under favored, Borgata. I think this is a New Jersey sports book. They have the over slightly favored. But again, like all this data we want to consider as a sports bettor, where all these books are setting their lines. But long story short, oh, God damn it. Man, they are on it today. So you can see, well, actually here we have it back. Shane Bieber, okay? So let's go back here and let's just kind of refresh this and take a look at what's out there. So Shane Bieber, what we can do is we can take a look at some of these plays. So what we can do is we can just filter out soccer for now. Don't have a problem with soccer. Again, it just takes, there's not as many data points in soccer. There's less books posting lines. And we really like this play on Shane Bieber, so it's like, okay, let's look for some other plays. Okay, perfect. Let's take a look. So one play, I mean, I'm already on this on, on some other sports books, but I do like it, is Sanders under, if you want to bet for the game tomorrow. I faded him last week. So again, like line shopping really matters. There was some tweet yesterday, I said it on the live stream yesterday, but some guy who's like, all the bets are on McCaffrey over 78 rushing yards, right? Like we bet this early in the week on a live stream. Granted, we only went 5 for 6 on this, so instead of the 25x payout, 20 to win 500, we only got 20 to win 50. But regardless, like this shit matters long term, right? Like 20, getting under 87.5, which is what we got, versus under 78.5. Like all that stuff really makes a difference. But anyways, we got screwed on Sanders. I'm not exactly sure where it is, but we got screwed on Sanders. Sanders passing yards. You can see here we had 60 to win. We still got the 2.5x payout, but we had him last game to go under, roughly similar line. We should have won. The game went to triple OT or double OT, I forget now, if you remember. But you can see right here. So you can see here when Chubb got injured. Where is it? Where is this bad boy? Right? Chubb injury. Right? So the market reflects all this new information, long story short. But anyways, what were we saying? So I'm not sure, I've explained this in other videos, but it's not always clear why the line moves, right? If you think about the price of a stock, look at this shit, right? 30, 27.5, like for Ryan Tannehill passing attempts. I saw some people bitching about, Daniel Jones, over 32.5. PrizePicks had his line over 32.5 passing attempts. We, if you remember on the live stream, had over 31.5. That play didn't cash, but Daniel Jones ended up with exactly 32 passing attempts. Anyone who betted on PrizePicks got hooked. They lost. But anyways, what were we saying? So Sanders under in passing yards. This play is also a solid middle bet. So if you just go to passing yards and you take a look at Sanders, right, it's like, okay, FanDuel has his line at 316.5, right? So what you could do, again, all these books have different prices. The sports betting market is extremely fragmented, extremely inefficient, which is a great thing for us, right? So we want to go to the Colorado game. It's literally wild. FanDuel literally has a tab for the Colorado-Oregon game. Overhyped team. They're about to get humbled. They're probably going to get humbled tomorrow. But you can see FanDuel, they have the same line for Bo Nix and Sanders, right? 316.5 passing yards. So, something has to be wrong here, right? We have this 20-yard gap, right, between FanDuel and Underdog and where they're setting their line. It's crazy, right? It's like if you went to Fidelity E-Trade and a stock is 316.50 on E-Trade and 335.50 on Robinhood. Doesn't make any sense, right? So you could middle bet this, right? Hit the over on FanDuel. Hit the under on Underdog Fantasy. It's kind of up to you. Anyways, what we can do is we can go back to TD lines as well. Man, we are scatterbrained today, but hopefully we can find some good bets. So one play, I'm already on it on PrizePicks. I know we were on it last week. It would have been a huge win. Yeah, last weekend was still very good. We had the $5,000 win here with touchdown unders. Got kind of hooked here with Keenan Hatcher. I mean, we had a lot of... Last weekend was just really good, but what we got screwed on was, Tyreek Hill scoring a touchdown. I would have won 400 to win 10,000. It would have been an absolutely insane day. We would have won 20K. But long story short, why do we like Tyreek Hill to go under? So what I can do is we can pull up NFL player passing touchdowns, and let's take a look. Player touchdowns. Anytime touchdown scores is you're going to notice most of these books, a lot of books, they only have one-way lines on players to score. Where is Tyreek Hill? So let's go here. Right, but you can see in general, I mean, there's not that much juice, but you can see in general, most books, they only have one-way markets. So you don't really want to look at those, right? They're not giving you a price on the under. They're only letting you bet the over. So there's no information there, right? You want to look at the books that have line on an over and an under. So you're going to see for the under, all these books have the under favored for these books with two-way markets. Granted, not a ton of value, so don't really want to take that. The best touchdown play on the board, which I've been through, on PrizePicks, and you can see we're on this in a few different slips. And we can go through PrizePicks in a second. I just have pretty shitty betting limits. But is Bijan Robinson to not score a touchdown? This looks like the best play currently on the board. So if you go back here to player touchdowns, so this Tannehill line is still moving. Pretty crazy. But if we go back here to player touchdowns and we go to Bijan, it's okay. You can see all the books have his, under. With two-way markets, his under, pretty heavy favorite. Minus 145, minus 150, minus 172. So again, you just want to look at the books with two-way markets. So all these books are saying, Bijan's more likely to go under as opposed to over. Again, on PrizePicks, this is a platform. They don't change your payout based on you selecting over versus under. So this is exactly what you want to see, right? You want to find spots where books have an under really heavily favored. But anyways, so we have two good picks on Underdog. We still need one more. So let me just refresh this. I'm talking way too much, but hopefully we can, find some good bets. So how do we feel about this play on Tannehill? It's still recommending this play on Tannehill, under 29.5. So if you go to the Titans game, it's you can see lines just fell off a cliff for Tannehill to go under. right? Like, boom, plus 100 to minus 145. So a lot of times what you can do is you can actually figure out, like, why did this line move? Why is Tannehill now a lot more likely to go under as opposed to over? So, for example, in the MLB, you'll often see there's a lot of good pitching prop bets that show up when lineups start to be released. Damn, we got some value on PrizePicks. So we can put in Fliff, FanDuel, DraftKings, whatever we want to. And then we can go back here. I mean, you can kind of switch your state around. Again, all these states have different sports books. But again, like once books release MLB lineups, whoever's pitching against the Royals, once this lineup comes out, if these guys are more power hitters, right, that are more likely to go deep, but also more likely to strike out, his strikeout line has to move. So just like, earnings reports affect the price of a stock, it's like, these lineup changes and stuff affect the price of, affect the prices of a player to go over or under. Shit, this bet on FanDuel looks fucking incredible. Look at this. I don't even know what league this is. Champions League. Over 1.5 goals is plus 250 here. Pinnacle, which is known to be one of the sharpest, smartest sports books, they only have this plus 195. There's a lot of bets available right now on FanDuel. Damn, a lot of FanDuel bets. But anyways, let's finish out this underdog slip. So we could just say fuck it and lock in this. I mean, we could try to get a little cuter. It kind of depends. What else can we take a look at? So we have Sanders. I do like this play on Sanders. Okay. Under and kicking points. Player kicking points popping up. Kirk Cousins over 37.5 passing attempts. How do you feel about this one? So we can go here to passing attempts. So Cousins' line is moving too. So again, the same thing as lineups change, weather changes, like these NFL lines are moving. So like you can see here, it's like, JockMarket has this line at 39. Hot Streak at 39.5. DraftKings at 37.5. You can see they are ripping odds towards the over, right? FanDuel has the line at 38.5 with the over favored. Oh, shit. So I'm going to lock this in very quickly. So 4 picks you want to go with insurance on Underdog, and this is what I'm going to go with. You fuckers, what changed? Ah, fuck. They moved. So 3 picks, no insurance, right? So now we just have a football play. What do you mean I've hit my limit on Kirk Cousins? I hate these sports books with their shitty betting limits. So I still need one other play. I think that play on Cousins is good. Over 37.5. But again, like these fucking shit-ass betting limits, I'm not going to be able to bet it. But you can see, I mean, you just saw, right? These books are ripping lines higher on Kirk Cousins. I don't know. Maybe lineups are coming out. Whatever. Like, again, like the market is very interconnected, right? Like, when LeBron James gets injured, that affects Anthony Davis's, his prop lines. Anthony Davis, AD is going to have the ball more. He's more likely to score, yada, 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 right? But, God, these fucking sports books and their shitty betting limits. Anyways, let's take a look at Brandon. So annoying, but you can see the board lighting up on the sportsbook screen. I still haven't even gotten a bet down, but, whatever. That's just how it goes. So, like, this play seems decent, right? Like, all the other fantasy sites have his line at 5.5. Fuck it. I'm locking this in. I'm at least going to Brandon Pafat. Whatever. So, I'm going to try to lock this bet in. Under 6 strikeouts. And here we have an $100 entry. So, anyways, let's go here. That's my max bet size allowed. Again, it looks solid, right? Like, great lines won't last forever. Underdog has his line at 6. FanDuel at 5.5. All these other fantasy sites, 5.5, 5.5. Bet 365 actually has the under favored. So, you look throughout the market, looks like pretty clear value on the under 6. So this is our first play on Underdog Fantasy. What's up, guys? Pollard to score looks good. What is Flex Friday? Yeah, Flex Friday play. So here's the Underdog play. If you're looking for Flex Friday, here's the Flex Friday play. Rip Bieber, I know. Some of these great lines. Here's what I went with for Flex Friday. I'm I'm not sure which of these picks is still available, but we can make a new one. But again, so if we look up Pollard to score, how do we feel? Oh my God. Well, you can see like the two-way markets. Again, books that have one-way markets, you don't want to look at their prices. They're not showing you odds on the under. So you can see like Betano, which is some random, I think it's like a Latin American sports book. They have him -110 to not score a touchdown. So like getting -275 is horrible. I mean, like on FanDuel, if you bet this -230 on him to score, you know, you're the worst sports bettor probably of all time. There's a sports book offering you like -120, right? Like these are huge differences. -230, -115. But what we can do, Travis Kelce. Kelce honestly looks a little better because if you look at the two-way markets, you know, Kelce is pretty heavily favored to score a touchdown. What about, you know, Derrick Henry? So you can kind of look through all these players. So Derrick Henry, damn. Derrick Henry is actually favored to go under. So this line has been moving. I think since the Chubb injury, we've had some things moving around. So like these plays both look solid, right? Like you can see Derrick Henry, right? Fliff has him -165 to not score. Again, if you go through the math behind, where the fuck is the spreadsheet? If you go through the math behind Underdog, you'll see for these 3-pick entries, all you got to do to be profitable is win your over-unders 55% of the time, right? So it's very simple logic, right? All the sports books have Derrick Henry heavily favored to not score. So this play actually seems really good on Underdog. And maybe a little ballsy, it's Derrick Henry, but hey, wait, this isn't even on Underdog Fantasy. It's only on PrizePicks, it looks like. We can't bet. Derrick Henry's TD line isn't on it. What about Justin Jefferson? Anything change? You know, you can kind of look at, again, most of these sports books only have one-way markets. Justin Jefferson. So you can see here, he's like slightly favored to score a touchdown, not score a touchdown. Kind of depends on the book, but no value. So we can go here, right? And again, like check out the promos on the books too. You can see FanDuel's got some profit boost, 33%, like all this stuff, you know, 30% profit boost for the Colorado-Oregon game on FanDuel. So like, you know, +100 odds goes to +130. So what you can do is you can go to this low holds tool on OddsJam, and you can just like, you know, and this is just going to show you the best lines for a given game. So we put in FanDuel, right, on this low holds tool, right, and we go to Colorado game, and let's see if there's anything. There may not be anything, of course. There may not be any value. But what it's recommending is, hey, it looks like the best value in this game, right, is Colorado +16.5. So you're getting a 30% profit boost. So, right, you're going to be getting +162 times 1.3. So you're actually going to be getting them +211-ish, right? Like you just have to multiply +162 times 1.3. You're getting them +211. At +16.5, which obviously looks incredible. Most books are like +120-ish. And then you could hedge it if you wanted to, right? So you're getting Colorado +16.5, right? And if this is boring, we can skip over it, but I assume some people on this chat have FanDuel. You can let me know if you want more promo stuff. If not, we don't have to talk about promos. So book, right? So this is on FanDuel, and then this is the bet. So the opposite side of the market is obviously going to be Oregon. They're huge favorites. So the opposite side of the market is Oregon -16.5, and this you can get on DraftKings at -164. And who knows, maybe DraftKings has a profit boost on this game too, and we can just pair them kind of against each other. The easiest money we're going to make sports betting, they have a 50% MLB profit boost. So you can do this for any promo, right? You can just like NFL 50% profit boost. Oh my God. So there are a ton of promos right now. But what we can do is like, how big is this, FanDuel promo for? 30% profit boost. It doesn't say how big the promo is for, but let's just say it's like $25, right? What you can do is you can, if you want to hedge it, you don't have to hedge it, right? Obviously, the bet would be ridiculously good at plus 211 when all the other books are pricing this like plus 123. But what you could do is you could hedge it, right? FanDuel has this plus 211, right? And we're betting $25. And then DraftKings has the opposite side, right? So these are equal and opposite outcomes at minus 164, right? So they have Oregon minus 16.5 at minus 164. So you could just hedge this and make a risk-free profit, right? Just follow the calculator, the little arbitrage calculator, right? Under this calculator thing. You can hedge it for 77.75 and you'll make a risk-free profit of 716 no matter what. And you can kind of go through the math, right? So, which is cool. And this is how I started out sports betting, just making this risk-free money. So, you either have two options. Oregon wins by 17 plus, Oregon doesn't win by 17 plus, right? Which means Colorado could win the game, Oregon could win the game by 10, whatever. And then you have FanDuel profit, DraftKings profit, net profit. And this is called arbitrage. And you can do this with promos, really effective for making easy money off promos. So if Oregon wins by 17 plus, right, our bet on DraftKings wins, we bet 77.75, right, at minus 164 odds. So 77.75 times 100 over 164. We're up 47, 41 in profit. So let's just go here. And let's just go here to format, number, and you can go to accounting. So you can just hedge these promos. And then did I get this right? So let's go back here to this little calculator. Oh, shit. So we want to bet 48.30. I apologize. And our profit's going to be like $5. Whatever. But anyways, 48.30. Right? And of course, you can round these numbers slightly if you want to, but you kind of get the point. So 48.30, right? So this is going to be DraftKings profit. And then, it's not glamorous, but, you're turning this promo into a risk-free 445, roughly. So if Oregon wins by 17 plus, we go up 29.45 on DraftKings. We lose our $25 promo bet on FanDuel. Our net profit is 445, right? If they don't win by 17 plus, right, we lose 48.30 on DraftKings. On FanDuel, we're up 25 times 210.16, right? So our net profit, you make money no matter what, right? And you can do that for all these promos. You can do it for the MLB. So let's say it's like, okay, now you want to, do this for the 50%, you just want to turn it into risk-free profit, the MLB profit boost. You just go here, you go to DraftKings, right? DraftKings has a 50%, plus 200 odds goes to plus 300. It's crazy. And then you can just like filter for, DraftKings or something. Or sorry, you can just filter for the MLB, go here, go leagues, and you just want to see the best MLB bets with the easiest hedges, right? The least big in the market. And there's some good options. Like here, over 1.5 first inning total runs in Royals Astros. So you'd be getting plus 255, right? It's a 1.5% profit boost, 50% profit boost. So your odds would go up to 382.50, right? And you can hedge it on FanDuel at minus 265. So you go here and you go to minus 265, right? And you go to 382.50 on this little arbitrage calculator. In this promo, let's say DraftKings has a max bet size of $10. You turn it into $322 risk-free just by hedging on FanDuel. And again, it's not glamorous, but I mean, where else can you make, turn all these promos into like $5 risk-free? It's pretty chill. Oh my God, here we have an NFL play. So lines really are moving in this Vikings-Chargers game. Oh shit, we got Ole Miss money line. That looks pretty good against Alabama. damn, you can see FanDuel just ripped their line from plus 255 down to plus 240. Hopefully the screen didn't pause. What up, guys? Hopefully the screen didn't pause, but you can see here some value on Ole Miss, whatever. Looks like lines are moving towards Ole Miss. But this play looks incredible on PrizePicks. So we have Derrick Henry to not score. So I'll show you what I would absolutely demolish on PrizePicks, but again, so like Derrick Henry, so like Mike Williams, right? Like on PrizePicks, right? This is a platform where they don't change our payout based on us selecting over versus under. You're always getting the same payout, right? So we want to take his over. Every sportsbook has him heavily favored. Look at that line movement. Something is going on in this game. I don't know. Maybe someone else knows. But you can see lines are fucking changing on these player props. Mike Williams is ripping towards his over. He is heavily favored to go over 4.5 receptions. So this is the sharp bet on PrizePicks, right? So what we can do is, again, I have low betting limits on PrizePicks. So I may not even be able to bet this knowing their crappy betting limits. But what we can do is we can just there are some different options. Lazard under 30.5 receiving yards. Books have his under heavily favored. It's like the strategy for beating PrizePicks isn't hard. It's really just getting down the volume. So this play seems solid. All these plays seem solid. Again, I'm not going to be able to bet this crap. PrizePicks has me, just heavily limited, but you can see here if we took him over 4.5, right? It's like Metcalf. All the sports books have his over 4.5 receptions, very heavily favored. That's a sharp bet to go with. And I may have to start doing more FanDuel and DraftKings, more straight bets. So you can see here, it tells me my max bet size is $25. Then if I try to bet $25, it tells me my max daily amount is $10,000. And then if I try to bet $5, it's just absolute bullshit. They're just a fucking shitty-ass company. But anyways, we can go back here. So the plays I would go with are Derrick Henry, no TD, Bijan, no TD. This play is definitely the best one. I mean, Mike Williams, it's not going to last long. I swear to God, if you leave your computer for 10 minutes and you come back, this play is not going to be available. It's really good, right? Lines, the market is telling you this guy is super likely. It has 6-7% profit margin. Right? Every sportsbook is saying, yo, this guy's, but it is available on ParlayPlay, so I can bet it on ParlayPlay. But you can see here, this is what I would go with on PrizePicks. Boom, 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 boom. What up, guys? Yeah, I see that. Mike Williams is on ParlayPlay. So this is Underdog, if you're talking about the yellow site. This is ParlayPlay. So again, on ParlayPlay, I have this weird little, promo where it's just $20 max. So, if you deposit $100, they give you 20 for free. I feel like they do this every Friday. Maybe not every Friday, but a lot of Fridays. Oh, baby, this Mike Williams play is available. But quickly, before I lock in, so I need to use my free promo play. Oh, my. There are a lot of plays. Let's go. So let's go back here. Let's go to ParlayPlay. Come on. And let's load it up. And then I'm going to have to use my free play first. So I definitely want Mike Williams, right? Sexy. Boom. And we'll look for some other plays as well. So we have Mike Williams over 4.5. Absolute beauty. Tyler Lockett over 4. So this I'm going to throw my free little thing on. Right, $20 promo entry, right? But then I really want to get more action down on it, ideally. So let's go back to Williams. In this line on Lockett, seems like it moved a bit, but, sometimes that's how it goes. So let's take Mike Williams over 4.5. We want Lockett. Lockett, I feel like this line has moved, but, again, lines move. Players get injured. Crazy things happen. So if we go here to NFL receptions, let's take a look at Tyler Lockett quickly. But I want to move quick, right, to get down these. So this bet on PrizePicks, I mean, it seems like lines are moving towards his over, right? You can see PrizePicks has this line at 4, Underdog 4.5. So maybe some discrepancies, whatever in the market. But what we can do is we can take a look at some of these other plays. as well. Oh, baby, we got Tua, no interception. Why do we like Tua, no interception, right? It's like, okay, like ParlayPlay, another platform. They don't change your payout based on you selecting over versus under. You see, your payout stays the same. You go to every sports book. You look at the Dolphins game, right? This is a very sharp pick on ParlayPlay. So you go to every sports book. You look at passing, right? Where are you, baby? Tua, interceptions. Where is it? They don't have interception lines up yet on Caesars. I know DraftKings will. So we're using all this market data, you know. It's like we're just being sharp sports bettors, using all this data, which isn't complicated. It's just using data, not just like being a degenerate and placing 20-leg parlays. But let's go to passing attempts, and you can see, right, Tua, he's like a big favorite to not throw an interception, right? Minus 145 favorite. So that's beautiful. But anyways, I'm trying to move quickly because this Mike Williams play is really good, and I don't think it'll last super long. Damn. So there's a lot of good bets, right? So the strategy is pretty simple, and you can also just flip on the what's cool about ParlayPlay is they also have this slide the line thing. I've explained that before, but like basically every day you can do that. But what I can do is say, well, you know, PrizePicks, you fucking suck because you won't take my bets because you're like a fourth grader and you're scared I'm going to beat you. But what we can do is we can go to ParlayPlay. Oh my God, this play on Tua is incredible. So here you can see it. I should have just went here. Oh, wow. There are a lot of plays available right now on ParlayPlay. So, you know, PrizePicks, we'll go through here in a second. Oh, baby. And again, PrizePicks, ParlayPlay has better payouts than PrizePicks, right? So you'll see, you know, for these 6-pick entries, wow. Damn. So I don't want to take that. So just be careful playing people in the same game. So let's go to Jalen Hurts, under 1.5 passing TDs, and it's very simple, just following the data. So let's put in $250 here, right? Is again, like, check out their payouts. If you go 5 for 6, you get a 2.5x payout. Oh my God. And they moved that line, but you got to remember, right? Oh, PrizePicks just bumped Mike Williams, told you. But you'll see PrizePicks, you go 5 for 6, you only get a 2x payout. I get it. Tyler Glasnow's not available. I get it. Anyways, we got to find one more pick, that means. So we already have Jalen Hurts under. So we can also go with Kepler under. So again, the profit margin going down a bit as we kind of go down the EV tool. But like, it's very simple, right? Like, ParlayPlay is a platform. And again, what sucks about this platform is they have pretty low betting limits. They already moved the play on Mike Williams. I swear to God, if they move this play on on Tua, Tua's actually probably better than the play on Mike Williams. So we want to go here. And hopefully some of you are getting this down quicker than I am. I've already reached my full game limit on Jared Goff. See, like it's just hard sometimes getting down your action. So here we want Dameon Pierce, right? And am I spelling that wrong? Yeah, I am. Dameon Pierce. And we want his over 43.5 rushing yards. And again, if you want to, you can use this like bump thing. So again, better payouts than PrizePicks. It's a better version of PrizePicks. Place the bet. Interception is not available for Tua. So a lot of these good lines, I mean, especially once I start talking about them, I assume some of you are including it in your slips quicker than I am, which is good. You know, hopefully you're able to get it down. So anyways, you know, I'll lock it in with Travis Kelce, whatever. You know, kind of sucks we missed a couple of the good plays, but just how it goes sometimes. And again, like, it's very simple, the strategy for beating this platform. You know, just like Underdog PrizePicks, they're giving you the same payout. All these shitty platforms work the same, right? You pick the over, you pick the under, you're getting the same payout. So you need, right, all you have to do is win like 53% of your picks. It's like with point spreads, right? Like if you look at most NFL point spreads, A lot of them are minus 110, minus 110, right? That's the most common juice. Same for totals, right? Minus 110, minus 110. You got to bet 11 to win back 10. For point spreads, minus 110 odds, you only have to win 52.4% of your spread bets at minus 110 to be profitable, right? Minus 110, minus 110. So you can actually like see that here. If you go back here and you go to an odds converter calculator, you can see when you're betting at minus 110, you only have to win 52.38% of your bets to be profitable, playing spreads and totals. But most people can't do it, right? But it's very simple for these fixed payout websites like ParlayPlay, because all you got to do is compare the lines to those on the sports books, and you can see these assholes move this line. But every book has Tua heavily favored to go under. So that's a really sharp bet to go with, on so sacks taken. A lot of interesting markets as well. So player interceptions, right? Like Tua's heavily favored to go under. That's the sharp play that we want to be with. And you can see there's a bunch more plays on ParlayPlay. A lot of plays. A lot of good options to go with. And we can go back to PrizePicks again, limited to pennies on PrizePicks. They also have shitty payouts compared to ParlayPlay, but they're more popular than ParlayPlay, right? But you can see here there's some solid bets on, there's some really good bets on Fliff. Fliff is a sports book available basically everywhere. So you can see here, it's like, they have this line at minus 135. Most of the other books are at like minus 170. So you can see a lot of good bets on Fliff. PrizePicks, I already hit my Flex Friday for today. Again, wasn't Cook over. Any last minute MLB bets? Williams is still 4.5 on Fliff. Let me check Fliff. So let's go to the Chargers game. Let's take a look at Williams. Yeah, he's like Mike Williams' line. He's still 4.5 on Fliff, but they've already moved the juice up to minus 165. So they're adding a ton of juice. Oh my God. So here's another play. You want another play that looks incredible on PrizePicks? Again, get it down quickly. I can't bet jack shit on this shitty ass sports book, but what I would go with is here, right? And then you want to go to, right, take these two unders. And then, we went over a bunch of picks, but like, look at this. What are they doing, right? Every book, well, it looks like lines are moving. Kepler under 1.5 bases is the play to be on. So again, a lot of times injuries, lineups, like you can see here, right? The Angels starting lineup was just updated, right? Starting lineups are getting updated in this game. Right? So like things are moving around. The lines are moving around. Like you can see every sports book just tanked. Now they have them as a huge favorite to go under, right? Pinnacle, which is known to be one of the sharper bookmakers, they just ripped from minus 130 to minus 177. It's kind of like, when you see a stock have an earnings report or something, oftentimes you'll see like a big spike, like, oh, they made a lot of money. So the stock price goes from 209 to 238, right? In one day, there's like this huge jump. You can kind of see that right here. The market is processing new information. So like getting this play on PrizePicks is crazy because they haven't updated yet. They're not reflecting the new information in the market. They're what you call stale. And I can guarantee you that play won't last long, if it's even still available. They already moved it, right? So again, like speed is really important to get down these great betting opportunities when you're picking off PrizePicks. Zoning in on their good bets. So we can go back to the fantasy optimizer. And again, I'm sure more of these books have promos, 33% profit boost on college football parlays. Like a bunch of these books have promos. It's not just PrizePicks with their Flex Friday. So we can go back here to Underdog Fantasy, and we can take a look at Damn, so they still have this play on Kirk Cousins available. Over 37.5. Seems really good. Again, I couldn't bet it because I already have a bet on Kirk Cousins. But this play seems really good, right? Like, again, just data-oriented sports betting. You can see other books. FanDuel has him at 38.5 with the over as the favorite outcome. And Caesars Sportsbook, if you go here to the Vikings game, let's check it out. So Caesars Sportsbook, the Vikings are very small favorites. But you're going to see they have him, you know, they have his passing attempts at minus 184. So a huge favorite, right? On Underdog, again, if you're, like, you can play around with this spreadsheet. I'll actually just share it in the chat. Wasn't Cook over and Lazard under positively correlated? Yeah, I'm not specifically sure. Sometimes it depends how big of an underdog a team is. If they're like minus 500 or if big of a favorite or underdog a team is. So usually I like to think about the correlation a bit more before I place bets on the same game. But anyways, you can see in this spreadsheet, like on Underdog, it's very simple. If you can win these prop bets, these over-unders, 60% of the time, right? Only losing 40%. So if you can get your prop bets like Kirk Cousins over under 37.5 correctly, 60% of the time you're only losing 40%. Your ROI is going to be 30%. So really, really good, right? So it's like Caesars has this as a minus 184 favorite, right? You got to remember that, like, you know, every odd has an associated win probability. So if a team is minus 200, you're betting 2 to win $1 in profit. Minus 200 means a 2-to-1 betting favorite, 2/3 betting favorite, right? There's a difference between a team being, you know, if you look at like money lines, right, for the NFL, there's obviously a difference between a minus 111 favorite, the Vikings are very slight favorites, versus a minus 650 favorite. Minus 200 means a 2-to-1 favorite, 66.67% to win. You know, Caesars has Kirk Cousins minus 184 to go over 37.5 passing yards. So that's a really big favorite. Damn. So, and again, this play on Ryan Tannehill looks like it's still available as well. That looked really good. Patrick Mahomes. Oh, baby. Patrick Mahomes. So, Underdog has him where? 34.5 attempts. Where does FanDuel have him? You know, again, we're just kind of like, OddsJam is a very simple tool, this fantasy optimizer, you know, and then the positive EV tool for sportsbooks and the low holds tool we discussed. It just shows you data, points out value in the market, nothing complicated. But if we go here, you know, to the Chiefs game, where's Mahomes passing attempts? You know, 2 higher, right? They have him at 36.5. Right? So that's like important information as a sports bettor. So obviously, you know, you'd rather bet his over 34.5 on Underdog as opposed to his under. And here's the play we went with on ParlayPlay. And again, if you're just tuning in, I hit this for Flex Friday, risk-free bet of $20 on PrizePicks. Your first bet loses, you get your money back up to $20. But what we can do is we can go back to PrizePicks. Maybe there's some plays for today. So if you haven't already hit your, you know, bet, what games do we have today? So like soccer is not today. So what we can do is we can go back here and we can go back here, and MMA isn't today. So you need to find things that are today. Oh shit. So this play, oh my God. Of course, you know, there's so much value on PrizePicks and they cut down my bet sizes. So again, all your bets have to be today for this PrizePicks promo. So if you look here at, you know, NCAAF, if you look here at college football player receptions, damn. So I did not realize Tua he is a big, big favorite to not throw an interception. So if you look here at Skylar Bill, it's like this play looks incredible on PrizePicks. PrizePicks has his line at 3. All the other books are at 2.5. Seems great, right? Under 3 here, right? seems really good. So this would be the first play to go with on PrizePicks for Flex Friday. And then what we can do is see what else it's recommending. So again, we got to filter out NFL. NFL's not today. So it's just flex plays, but all your bets have to be for today. So you want to look for things on Friday. I'm not sure if you can filter by day. But we could kind of take a look, you know. So, like, you can see there's some bets Saturday and stuff like that. So, like, it's recommending Cole Ragans under 16.5 outs. So we could go here and we could take him, you know, under 16.5 outs. And why do we like this play is if you go to, like, MLB player outs and we take a look at him, you know, kind of on this sportsbook screen, which, again, is just a betting tool. It shows you where all the books have their line set. PrizePicks 16.5. Every other book, entire rest of the market has them at 15.5. Seems pretty clear, right? We're just, you know, this is very rational, data-driven sports betting. Like, not doing anything complicated here. So, what other plays are today? Damn. So you can see some Dodo plays popping up. So this play I did like, but they moved. So you can see I'm on Sheffield under 47.5, and that pairs well with Hudson Card, who's his QB, to go under. But unfortunately, they moved Card's line, but this play still looks really good. So you can actually see, right, if you just go to like FanDuel or if you just look at OddsJam, right? OddsJam, again, is just showing you the market. Is you can see here, like, why do we like this under 47.5 on PrizePicks, college football? Is if you go to Wisconsin-Purdue, it's like, okay, you know, like, his line is only, where is he? 40.5 on FanDuel, right? And then if you go to Caesars, right, and we pull up this game, where are passing props? So I think only some states, these sports books like Caesars, have passing props. Let me try switching to New Jersey. And you can see, like, here, okay, for, you know, they have TJ, like, Caesars has Sheffield's line at 45.5 with the under heavily favored, right? Minus 148. So they have him as a big favorite to go under. And the line's lower. So long story short, you're getting really clear value on the under 47.5 on PrizePicks. When Caesars has his line, you know, as like a minus 150 favorite to go under. And they have the line lower in the first place. So what we can do is, and again, all your picks just have to be for today. That's just kind of, you know, how the promo works. Don't know what to tell you. So it's recommending some combo props, so you could throw those in. Again, the optimal slip type is receiving yards combo. Okay. So this seems decent, right? Or we'd want to take the under. I don't think that makes sense, taking a bunch of, like, taking every player on the board to go under. So, anyways, Pablo over 7.5. So, like, let's just build what would be a good slip. And again, I don't even think they're going to let me bet it, which sucks, but it's just kind of how it is. So if we go here, we can go to Dane Dunning over 5 hits allowed. So this would be the play I'd go with if I haven't already bet it. You know, and again, if you lose, you get your money back. So PrizePicks, 5-pick flex play. Skylar Bell play, definitely the best on the board compared to any other plays. So if you go back here again, and again, here's what we locked in on ParlayPlay to start the day. All of those plays looked really good. They had some other good lines, but some of them moved pretty quickly. And then here's what we have on Underdog Fantasy. Looks really good as well. All unders. So here we have Skylar Bell, right? PrizePicks has his line at 3. Rest of the market's at 2.5. Just looking at the OddsJam Sportsbook screen, pretty clear. Pretty clear value there. So it's like, okay. What's up, guys? Dude, click so fast. Anyways, so here would be the play on PrizePicks, right? Like, again, I've already bet it, but Dane Dunning over 5. No, shoot. Over 5 hits allowed. So if you already bet it, just cash out. But you can see here, that's the play with value from the OddsJam, screen. So we'd want over 5 hits allowed. Pablo Lopez over in strikeouts. Sheffield under in receiving yards. Cole Raggins under in pitching outs. And then Skylar Bell under. I don't know if I love this, though. Right? Like Skylar Bell's under paired with TJ Sheffield's under. I assume they're not that correlated, but, because the reception line is so low. But if, you wanted to, because they're in the same game, sometimes when you're betting on things from the same game, again, the correlation can be a little confusing. So what we could do is just go here and just include that play on Skylar Bell, which seemed better, and take Glasnow under 7.5 strikeouts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Something like this. This play on Skylar Bell, definitely the best. So we can go back to Underdog. And we can kind of take a look at, some other plays, hopefully. So let's get rid of some of these soccer props. And then we can also just try to zone in on, anything crazy out there. So Patrick Mahomes over 34.5. That seems like a decent one. Russell Wilson under 32.5 attempts. Rest of the market has him at 31.5. So, damn. Kind of just seems this Glasnow play is available here as well. Under 7.5 strikeouts. So we could go with it. Again, very simple strategy. Did we already have him on ParlayPlay? No, we didn't. But very simple strategy, right? Is the strategy for beating these books is very simple. They're a little more complicated than betting on traditional sports books like FanDuel and DraftKings. But if we go here, right, and we go to pitching props, you're going to see he's heavily favored to go under 7.5 strikeouts. So we're just using this market information, this data, to make, better bets. So we want to go here, and then we want it to go to Mahomes over 34.5. Again, FanDuel has this line at 36.5. And you can it's just like, most bets suck. I say that in every video, but most of these, like Underdog Fantasy has tens of thousands of lines available for us to bet on. Most of these bets suck. You're really treating your sports betting like an investor, right? You're trying to find those few rare spots where you can actually get an edge. And again, I really do like that. So we already have Sanders. You kind of got some different options. Mahomes' play seems solid. A lot of solid plays. Passing attempts, football, yada, yada, yada. So, Russell Wilson under 32.5 attempts. That seems or they already bumped it down to 31.5. So again, just some of these good lines, they're just going to get bumped quickly. So the quicker you can move, obviously, the better. Jimmy G under 240.5 yards. Whoa, this play seems good. So let's go here. So this will be what we lock in. And again, 3-pick entry. Again, Underdog Fantasy has pretty good lines for these 3-pick entries. You'll notice PrizePicks, they have shitty limits, and they also, they only give you a 5x payout for these 3-pick entries, so they kind of suck in that way. They only give you a 5x payout. Underdog Fantasy gives you 6x. And we're using all the data in the market to kind of zone in on the sharpest bets, trying to move quickly. We've seen how quickly some of these good lines move. Underdog has Jimmy G's line at 219.5, or sorry, FanDuel does. Underdog's at 240.5. So it's okay, we want to hit the under. And that will be the play we go with. And there we go. We've done Underdog. Again, on PrizePicks, there's some good plays. Skylar Bell, under 3 receptions, seems like the best play on the board right now. And then we got some plays on, Underdog Fantasy that we've locked in. We can check out Fliff as well. So Fliff is a more traditional sports book. And again, what kind of sucks, so this play I locked in earlier, I think I got it at minus 105 odds, but you can see the market is ripping towards Tyreek Hill's over. He's more likely to get targets and receptions. UCLA plus lines looks like moving towards UCLA. So what we can do is we can build a little parlay on Fliff. So we can go here. And let me just, I think I can change this to show my whole device. So if we go here, that should work. What we can do is we can just go to Fliff, right? So I already locked in this play on Tyreek Hill. So we can go here on Fliff. So Fliff is a nice sports book. They have a little web app. But you can see whatever. I have a bunch of bets locked in. For, this weekend already. I'm already on Tyreek Hill over 6.5 receptions, minus 105 odds. You can see they've already bumped it to minus 110, but still looks solid. Caesars has this minus 157, right? And it's arbitrage, right? So arbitrage is, again, it's like what we discussed earlier. It's when these sports books get super out of sync with one another. Damn, there's actually a lot of arbitrage bets on Fliff. That you can bet equal and opposite outcomes to make a risk-free profit. So there's a lot of arbitrage bets between DraftKings and Fliff. But that play seems solid, right? But UCLA, this play seems solid, right? Lines are ripping towards UCLA. Again, all these books set lines independently, so they all have to manage their own lines. So let's just lock in UCLA plus 5, minus 115. Fliff has a max bet size of 250. Again, the hard part about sports betting is getting down enough volume. It's really not hard to Jimmy G under 240.5. We could also hit this on Fliff. Basically the same price as Underdog. So we can kind of go here. We can go to player props. We can go to passing yards, and we can get Jimmy G under 240.5. Basically the same price as Underdog. So it looks like the market's taking Jimmy G's line lower. And this play looks solid, right? No other sportsbook even giving you plus money on Brandon, under 5.5 strikeouts. Again, if you remember, we already have his under 6 strikeouts on Underdog Fantasy. But if you wanted to double down, what we can do is we're getting plus 110 on this play, so we're getting plus money, and no other book is even giving you odds above plus 100, right? So all these other books, minus 110s, pretty clear value. You can tell Fliff is a big outlier. So what we can do is we can go to the Yankees game. And again, in these videos, you don't have to tail everything, or you may use different sports books, but hopefully the concepts are helpful. So here we can lock that in for 250 on Fliff. And some days there's more bets on Underdog. Some days it's PrizePicks, stuff like that. But what we can do as well is we can go here, and hopefully you guys were able to tail that. Let me go back. So it looks like we cleared out Fliff. So what I can do is I can go back to window capture and just share Chrome so it, looks a little better. We can look at this play on, Whoa. So there's, some more arbitrage bets between BetMGM and Fliff. Right, here's that play on Caesars. So a lot of discrepancies. So like arbitrage is very simple, right? When books get super out of sync, you can bet the over and the under and make a risk-free profit. So I'll kind of show you how to do that, right? So we can just go through a simple example. And again, it has some pros and cons. You already see you have to move quickly to get down a lot of these lines anyways. But just as a simple example, you can check out this player. This is how I started out sports betting, this and promos, because it was risk-free. So it was easy money. Agnew, TD, right? And then we have this player not to score a TD. So like there's this huge discrepancy between Fliff and BetMGM. BetMGM has him plus 550 to score a TD. And Fliff has him, only plus 240. So, and Fliff has him minus 390 not to score. So you just pull up this little arbitrage calculator, right? When the games start, do you watch your slips constantly or you don't look? I don't really look until the games are over. But anyways, we can go through arbitrage. So if you put in, you can kind of fuck around with these numbers depending on what your bankroll is. Again, some sports books have lower betting limits than others. But the good thing is there's hundreds of sports books. Like, yeah, I'm pretty upset. I'm not even up that much money on PrizePicks this year. I'm up like, I don't know, like $10,000, $15,000, something like that. Not a lot of money, and I got limited. Underdog Fantasy, I was up more, but I can bet more money on Underdog Fantasy, which doesn't make sense. But just kind of how it goes. But the good thing is there's tons of sports books. So there's two options, right? And this will kind of like take you through how arbitrage works. It's kind of like buying a stock for $10, flipping it for $11. In general, once the games start, I don't watch. I don't necessarily watch every game I have a bet on, but obviously if it's a big bet, I overall enjoy watching, even if I lose. Sometimes I'll go to the gym, get on the treadmill. And, that's what I did during the Tyreek Hill bet. I just went to the gym. Sunday night, hit the gym, got Chick-fil-A after I lost, cut my workout early. But Agnew to score a TD, right? Okay, so we have this huge discrepancy. So you just follow the little calculator. And I recommend rounding your numbers so you don't, freak out the sports books. It doesn't make sense to bet 245.74 on Fliff. Just round to 245, right? So now if he scores a TD, right, we bet on BetMGM 47.50 at plus 550 odds. We go up 261. On Fliff, we're down $245 because we followed this little arbitrage calculator. We bet 245 on him to not score a TD at minus 390. Right? So we're up $16 in profit. And again, it's not glamorous. I'm not saying this is, $1 to win $1 billion parlay. But it's risk-free profits that would take you 10 seconds to make if you have BetMGM and you have Fliff and you have decent betting limits. So now, if he does score a TD, we lose 47.50 on BetMGM, and on Fliff, we're up 245 times 100 over 390. So once again, we're up $15 in profit. So that's arbitrage betting. This is how I started out sports betting. But the thing is you need a lot of sports books. And depending on where you're located, but you can see there's a shit ton. There's a ton, right? So when you're arbitrage betting, you just kind of fly around between the sports books, try to pull up all this stuff quickly, get your bets down before the line moves. Here's one, right? Another 250 on Fliff. Or $20, $230, you make $10 risk-free. Now between that and the BetMGM one, if you have a couple $1,000s in Fliff, I would just hit all this shit. Make $100 risk-free this weekend. Have that fund your bets, right? Bet $250 on him to not score a TD. Or bet $20 and $230. Make a risk-free $10 on this huge discrepancy from the arbitrage tool, between DraftKings and Fliff. $10 risk-free. Hard to argue with. Anyways, we can go back here. So we hit some bets between all these sports books. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. So we'll call it a day for now. I'll probably be back on live later. And again, thanks so much for your time. If anyone has any questions about anything, you can feel, free to email me, stuff like that.